Yo, I do not play that event. I don't see the point or the purpose of it. Right? Any event that is in the game, you already know killer's not gonna care that it's an event. Killer's gonna kill, and as they should. They are killers. But I don't understand the point of the devs. See, people get mad at killer, and I'm a survivor man with $7,000, right? So I just want to be very clear that like it could come off biased because I'm playing mostly one side. But I also understand that the other side has to play their game. They're gonna play the way they want, and they bought the game. I get all of that, right? But I don't understand the point and the purpose of the devs making it where this. Listen, I don't use my cakes, right? I don't use my cakes. I already know I'm gonna get tunnel hardcore, especially because I'm P100, and you already know how it's gonna be if I play with my Nia. People always gotta prove a point. That's just how it is. I hate when people try to act like, oh, well, it's just killers playing the game. In this asymmetrical game, if a killer wants to make it where I just want to prove a point and just go after one person, or I just want to play hardcore and sweat it, especially at the lower level, where it's like they feel like they have to do what they have to do to win, cool. But it's not like everybody's playing in a Swift and we're all having a good time and fun. Solo queue during this event is one of the worst experiences you can ever have. I promise you, I barely even know that much about the event outside of the fact that they give you BS party pallets that you can't even really use because the killer can just endure the stun with no problem. I think it's they only like they reduces the stun duration for 50 seconds, so you're pretty much not getting any value out of that. The only thing I think that you get good value out of this, like when it comes to the invitation ability for survivor, are like the window vaults that you can block them. So let's say, for example, if it's like a breakable door, right, and the killer has the option to either go through the window or break that door and take time. If you block that vault, they have no choice but to either go on the outside, which makes no sense, or just break the breakable door, right? So that's the only one that I pretty much like. Quiet mode, dude, it's just pointless, because I want you to understand, look what killer's abilities during this event. So survivors get, they said, a party pallet, which does nothing towards the killer at all. You can set it in an unused location, but what is the point when they can endure stuns for up to 50% less? So they don't have to worry about getting stunned. They have remote destroy, right? It says breaks a distant pallet or a breakable wall. So they can just instantly break it. What's the point of that, right? Mind you, I want you to understand this. I keep bringing this up. 6.1.0 patch ruined this game. It's the reason why I bring it up. They made it where we get less distance mechanically already, base kit for survivor. So unless you're using overcome, you really get no distance. So let's just say you use that pallet, right, during this event, and you're at least trying to hope that, if the killer has to break, let's say it's like a god pallet, right, and the killer pretty much has to break that pallet, well, they could just get rid of it, or they hardly ever get stunned. That's not even counting if they're having enduring, right? That's not like, it's literally not even counting. And then there's the remote hooks. It says remote hooks a down survivor to the nearest available hook. So you can just pretty much hook them anywhere, and it just immediately, like, they don't have to walk too far. That's how crazy this stuff is. And then let's please just talk about the invitational and charges. This makes, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm only gonna read, it's 9 of them, but I'm just gonna read the ones that really makes no sense to me. Heal you, expose you. Now I understand this is the asymmetrical horror game. I get it's not supposed to be. I get all of that, right? And I want y'all to kind of like, I'm just doing an audio version of this. If you can pay attention to like the looping and all that stuff. I'm just pretty much showing my experiences during the event, so it's not like what I'm saying is gonna be matching what's going on there. It's just me just reading what's going on and just how I feel about this game. Because again, here's the thing: I don't bring my cakes because I know I'm gonna be tunneled. I don't bring my cakes because I just like to collect them anyway. There's other things you can use, but it's like, what's the point of me bringing that? And I know killers and survivors gonna play like a D. First off, I have survivors who don't want to do gens. They don't want to participate. They don't want to. Like, I had a Meg literally open a locker. I'm trying to do a quick and quiet head-on build, and I had a Meg literally stand in front of the locker almost until the killer came to me just to open it up back and forth and spam it. See, this is the problem. See, in solo queue, I want you to understand this. The people that argue about the game of survivor sided, you cannot continue to talk about the possibility versus the probabilities. At the highest level, at the arbitrary rules, which it still does not make sense to me, that you can talk about at the comp level. See, this is why I hate talking with children in this game, because I feel like People want this game to be on a competitive level. They really do. And I'm not trying to make this about anything. I just want to say this. People try to make this game at the most highest competitive level as they can. And I respect it. I respect that people care about this game enough to where they want to make it a DBD league and all of this stuff. But there's so many arbitrary rules that goes into this that it makes no sense. It's not natural, therefore it can never be. You got killers that have to play on a certain map or they're not viable. You have certain perks and items and, you know, add-ons that are restricted. It makes no sense, especially if most people don't have access to that, as they have to be, okay, sure, they have to be a part of a tournament. But when you play, like, even if you take those survivors at the highest level and they played against, and nothing was restricted, every killer can play what they want to play with, and in solo or in solo queue, or they teamed up and it's Swift, they still are not on average beating killer naturally, because it's the devs that is making the game. You cannot control the RNG in this game. You can choose the same maps, but you don't control the RNG. You can choose windows, but you do not control the RNG. All right, I'm not about to get into this. I just wanted to say that because I'm trying to tell people the purpose of the devs making this is they always going to cater to killer. They are always going to cater to the killers. Look at this. Heal you, expose you. All survivors will receive 1 health stay or are mended if inflicted with deep wounds, then are afflicted with exposed status for about like 30 seconds. Deep wound will put a survivor in a dying state unless they are mended before the timer runs out. Exposed survivors are down by basic attack even if injured. I literally went up against the Knight yesterday with my Nia, and I'm literally busting his ass in chase as normal, right? Got 7,000 hours. I know how to play. I get to, like, I'm in Fractured Cowshed. I'm outrunning him and his guards. They can't catch me. They should do another job, right? And literally, I'm injured. I get healthy, but then I immediately go down because I'm in a dead zone on top of that. And then, what's this speed stuff? Like what is this apply haste? Y'all make it, this is like the bag of trick stuff. Like, so it randomly happens during the game. It happens in the beginning of the game. It disables at the end of the game. And then it happens, like, you know, sometimes like in the middle. Like sometimes like your location are revealed within each other. Collecting invitation awards, one ability charge, whatever. This apply status stuff makes no sense to me, because killer's already faster than you. So imagine that just randomly happens where you're already running from a killer that's gaining bloodlust, and then they just give him the speed boost. Okay, so you get the speed boost too, but killer's already faster than you. And let's say you're going against a blight. You think you're about to outrun a blight with the speed boost? Yo, I just don't understand this, dude. I just really don't understand it. And then it says suppresses the killer's terror radius and survivor scratch marks for 30 seconds. So again, I guess they're trying to mix it up. I just don't play these events for a reason. The only listen, I'll play this event just enough to get all of Bill's cosmetic. I like getting things that are like rare stuff. I don't mind getting those, and I will play them for a little bit, but I do not bring my cakes like that, and I hardly ever play this event. It's the reason why, like, you can play this event, and as soon as you go towards it, it says 100% blood point bonus for survivor. It's the reason people don't want to play this. Remote hooks. Why? Like I said, at the highest level, you have to you have to move things and make arbitrary rules. Stats does not lie. So killers will never lose in this game, especially not the way they design killer. They will not lose in this game. I hate when y'all ignore solo queue. It makes no sense. Y'all ignore players, the huge player base. I'm a grown ass man. I don't have time to play tournaments. I don't have time to, especially if it's not replacing my income. I don't have time to try to do it at the highest arbitrary rule level. It's not designed for that. This is why you can't choose the map and it always be the same tool you're liking. You cannot go off the smart. That's just in life. That is literally just in life. Because you're going off the probability versus possibility. Right? Is it possible that I can win $1 billion today and not even be talking to y'all right now? I could be somewhere in Miami kicking it. Yeah, I can do that right now. I can go to the store right now, and it's possible. Some people do it. It's not impossible. But what are the chances of me doing that and I'm missing out on my job and being broke? The probability is very high, right? And I just feel like when you talk, I think, not even feel like, I just think when you talk to a lot of people in DBD, they have this biased mentality where they have to prove a point, especially with children. And when I mean children, no disrespect, I mean like these teenagers. I mean these kids in this game that really just don't seem to understand logic of possibility and probabilities. Because there's no way that I can talk to an adult, and I'm sure there is a chance that I can talk to an adult, who don't understand my logic in this. But if I explain it the way I explained it, I guarantee they will understand. We're not saying that you can't have fun in these events. We're not saying that you can't just have fun. Usually when I play these events, I don't even try. I just do my locker build. I just jump in and out of the lockers, whatever. I just mess around. But when you have people that literally try to say, okay, we're going to ignore the numbers and actual stats by the devs. The devs literally says this. The devs literally, Vecna came out not even that long ago and already had like the second highest, first highest kill rates in the game. Wasn't even chose that long. And then they keep got a nerf in this, and they got nerf survivors, they got a nerf killer a little bit. But then they end up buffing another killer. You end up buffing the pig, you end up buffing Trickster, his blades, you end up buffing all of these things. They still want to make sure that, hey, guess what? We want to make sure that survivors don't completely be drained, but we also want to make sure that we want to make a statement that killer is the mascot of this game. Killer is number one. It will never be survivor. It will never be survivor. I don't care at this moment. Even at the highest level you guys want to say, it will never amount to the majority. That's just how life works. Let's just say 51% of survivors don't know what they're doing, right? That's the majority. Even if it's 51%. That's even how the presidency is decided. 51%. Okay? That means still, more than not, survivors don't know what they're doing in this game. They don't know how to loop well. And even if they did, I just feel bad for them. Because at the time I was learning, killer was nowhere near this bad and unbearable. Windows or not, I can loop. It's just what it is. And I don't see why survivors even expect killers to care. I don't see why they even care at this point. I just don't play this event. I do appreciate that they have something else that they can put. So that way, if you don't want to play this event, you can just play like the regular matches. Cool. I'm cool on that. That's all I've mostly been playing. I don't play this event. I don't like the randomness, them getting faster, and I get randomly exposed and I go down and then I can stun them and the party palace doesn't do anything. I know killer's gonna say, well, hey, we all gotta play our game. We all gotta, like I said, I just don't want to hear BS about the game being survivor side. It's not meant to be for survivor side. It's not. The game's called Dead by Daylight. It's the asymmetrical horror game. The RNG, you're not gonna get the same map. You're not gonna get, even for killer. It's not just RNG. It's RNG on killer as well too. I hate when I have these talks and people think that I am being just biased because I'm a survivor main. I've played killer a bit before too, and I changed my mind years ago. Like, oh, okay, so there is a thing to killer. And I do encourage a lot of people to play both sides. You will really start to understand. But I'm not gonna cap. Because in this community, I just think you get more love as a killer man than you get survivor. I think survivor, yes, you get people who want to be juicers. You get people who watched these content creators and these fancy content creators, and they're like, hey, because I grew up in that too. I wanted to do the same thing. But I just think that in this community, it's mostly love for killer. In this community, it is love for killer. You can't post a clip without somebody complaining that, oh, you're doing too much. Oh, your MMR is low. But we never question MMR of killers when they just go on a bajillion win streaks. We don't ever question that, right? And then you see what happens when they actually go on these scrim matches and they go against survivors who know what they're doing, like they get 4 outed. It's just levels. Like, we know how this game is. It doesn't really match you with people, for real. But I don't know. Listen, that's my rant. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video. I've just been not really feeling well. Still trying to just keep up. I just got personal things going on. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys having fun in this event? Do you guys play this event a lot? Do you play the Twisted Masquerade? Again, it's going to end. So it's from June 13th to July 4th. I'm only going to play just enough to get the Bills cosmetic and get all that I can get. But I do not play this event. I just don't see the point. It's not fun. It's not fun. Killer's still going to be killer. And as they should, they're going to do what they're going to do. It's just that the devs, I just don't understand the point of making these random invitation charges and stuff where, like, I just don't understand. I definitely understand, like, the palette. I really don't get that. Especially nowadays, it's kind of punch to even use palettes against like Vecnas and all this when they're just gonna block it and stuff. So I don't know. But hey, appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the channel membership if you guys ever want to support. You don't have to. I just have to say it like that. I have it there. I did spend some money on like, you know, the emotes and, you know, the channel membership badges and stuff. Shout out to Nail Bob and Katana for being the 2 only members. $4.99 a month. You also get the emojis. But again, you don't have to, just watch and just listening. I appreciate that either way. So thank you very much for watching. If nothing else, have a blessed day and peace.